Now we're ready for your bow. So the first thing that we want to do before we take our bow is we have to talk to our hand. And we have to ask it, are you loose? Can you talk to your hand? And we're going to talk to this hand because this is the one that's going to be balancing the bow. And what does it say? Yes, good. Okay, so we're going to shake out our arm. Good. And I'm going to do all the work because you can stay quite lazy while we do this. And we're just going to rest the arm in my hand here. And we're going to take a look at this perfect bow position here. And I think everybody has a perfect bow position. And sometimes we don't quite know what happens when they pick up the bow. But we want this to stay so loose. And what I'm going to do, if you can balance your arm now, can you keep your arm up? And we're going to be aware that we're using the tricep muscle to balance the arm as it stays up. And let's correct that. We're going to use the bicep muscle to hold up your arm, and the tricep muscle stays very flabby. And you don't need to understand any of these things now. You can figure those out a little bit later. And we're just going to rest the preliminary bow, which looks like a crayon now, into your hand, and the little finger goes on top, and then the thumb goes across from which finger?
Middle finger.
The middle finger. And in terms of height, which finger is the longest? The middle finger. So the thumb goes across from the longest finger, and we're going to form a little tunnel here, and we're always going to be aware of that tunnel. So in order to help us figure out how we're going to balance the bow, I can make some nice little marks on your hand too. This is for the little finger, and the bow is going to contact, does that tickle? Contact the stick here, and then just very lightly on the thumb. So can we show Hideki your hand here? That's very good. Okay, and then let's go back to our crayon, and we're going to rest the fingers on the bow, little finger on top, and thumb underneath across from which finger?
The biggest.
The longest, that's right. And can you tap your first finger? Tap, 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 and the two middle fingers, and the little finger. That's perfect. Now, when you're at school and you're a little bit bored, you always can take your pencil and practice your perfect bow position. That's right, by tapping your fingers and the little finger also. Good. Okay, now we're going to take your bow, and we see on our bow here that we've marked the middle. So we want to always be aware of where the middle is, and we're going to give you a little finger house. So we're going to put this little finger house right on top of this button here, and we're going to secure it with some tape. And we put the tape over here, and there we have your little finger house. Going to make sure our bow is tight, and then every day we need to put what on our bow?
Rosin.
Rosin. And do you know what the rosin is made from? Rosin is made from the sap of a tree, and it helps us keep the hairs of our bow on the string in order that we'll get a beautiful tone. And there are other people that use rosin too. Do you know who else uses rosin? Dancers use rosin when they're on their toes, in their toe shoes, because that keeps them from slipping when they're on their tippy toes. So it's something that's very helpful for us. So we're going to take our bow, and then I'm going to look for a very important household commodity that I think here it is, that we misplaced. And do you have one of these at home? That's good, because it's very useful for our first working with the bow. And we're going to have you hold this with your left arm here. Good. And we're going to find our perfect bow position. So we're just going to drop your arm, and we're going to let it come up, and we're going to rest our fingers on the bow, little finger in the house, and we're going to put the thumb underneath the bow. That's excellent. And we're going to tap the first finger and the 2 middle fingers and the little finger. And can I just take this off for 1 second? Because we want to look at the underside of the bow and to see what we have here. Very good. And then we put the bow back in the roll, and we can hold the roll maybe on the other side. Can you turn your hand around? That's right. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to play tiri, tiri, ti with the bow, and we're going to use the upper half of the bow, which goes from the middle to the tip, and we're releasing your forearm. So I'm going to just pop my chair around here, and we're going to practice tiri, tiri, ti, tiri, tiri, ti. And can you see that you're using what part of your arm? Not so much the wrist, but wrist stays flexible, but we're using the forearm. Can you say that?
Forearm.
That's right. And we play tiri, tiri, ti, ti. That's very good. Can you do that by yourself? Tiri, tiri, ti. That was excellent. Thank you.